Hello! What's up, you guys? What, are you complaining about my elevator music? You don't like it? What's up, you guys? I just had a mildly traumatic experience in the bathroom. I don't know how this happened, but I think I have a for the sub, Trouble Tribble. More crotch spider bites to come. I know, Fizzy, I have no idea how that happened. It's not like I just go hang outside naked, usually. What's up, Pixie? Hi, Andrew. Hi, Cold Cuts. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Adrian. Hey, Twilight. Sorry, it was a moment. I had a moment. Welcome back, Jarvis. Yes, maybe the spider bite is payback for feeding Chris bugs. Oh, crap. I just realized I forgot to feed my friends bugs. I was gonna I had a barbecue for the 4th of July, and I was gonna see if anyone wanted to eat them, because I now have a vial of bugs. Someone should eat them. They shouldn't go to waste. Oh, no. Okay, Marcus. Guess I'll die then. Yeah, if I just start sweating profusely and pass out on stream, it's probably the spider bite, so. That would be a hell of a way to go out on stream. Although probably traumatic for you guys, so I'll try to hold on. Hi, Orion. Hi, Odin. Yes, you can finish them. There's a vial of them. There's just, I got like a test tube of crickets to eat. Oh, goodness. Am I on the eating bugs train? It depends. What does that train entail, Pixie? Because I feel like if it's the sustainable future that we're facing, I'll eat bugs. Fine. I'll eat them. Will I be happy? No. But honestly, they were like, there was kind of a nice crunch to the crickets. Roasted in maple syrup. That's like way too specific, Pale. I feel like you shouldn't know that. What's up, Cooley? What's up, Alec? Oh, hey, while we're trickling in, I'm gonna kick off the poll for today's discussion on Twitch. Yes, I learned how to use a poll today. See if it works. Just to sort of get a gauge for where people are coming from in this conversation we're gonna have later about confidence while dating and in the bedroom. Let me start that off. Let me know if it pops up for you guys. It should have a thing at the top. Boom. Okay, it says it worked on my end. Oh, there are YouTube polls? Oh, shit. As always, I'm the last person to learn the thing. But I'm trying, you guys. I want to like incorporate polls and videos and call-ins eventually for the stream. I have a lot of aspirational plans. Let me actually make the chat a bit bigger. I'm trying to take it slow and not be too hard on myself because it's very easy for me to get overwhelmed by all these things, but I feel like I've added one new feature every time. That's the best I can do. Listen, Hans, listen. Yes, my computer is probably 9 million degrees right now, but it's holding on. I'm trying, Pale. Eating German sausage for dinner, yum. It's way more sustainable than beef and other meats. Way less water, way less CO2, take up less land, it can be grown indoors. Yeah, look, I don't deny the benefits of eating bugs. Maybe sometime I'll have a cooking stream with bugs. But for now, it's just a drinking stream. And I just want to trigger warning everyone on my glass of wine tonight because it looks like dehydrated pee. It's sustainable. I don't know why it's so dark. It's like an older white wine. And apparently you're not supposed to drink older white wine because it turns dark. But that's all I had, so... It looks gold? We'll just pretend I'm drinking pure gold. Can you ferment pee? I do not want to know, Billy. Why? Why would we do that? All right, so make sure you vote in the poll, guys. Let me see if this poll is going to come up on my screen. Oh, I see something. It's extremely tiny. And I can't read it. Can anybody read that? Thanks, Twitch, for a very almost impossible to read. All right. I think I should be able to read it from the Twitch page. The poll is, how would you rate your confidence? Because tonight we are going to hive mind about confidence. I wanted to do this topic because this is something that comes up every single advice session that we do. Every single time we've got people talking about confidence, how to channel confidence, how to find confidence, experiences that lowered their confidence. So we're going to talk it all out tonight. Thank you so much for the super chat, Saint.
Your consent video made my first time feel safe and more consensual.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I've noticed that video has been getting a bunch of views randomly. It was like kind of quiet on that video and suddenly a bunch of people have been watching it again. Maybe because people are dating and having sex again after a year. But I'm so glad that it's helpful. Piss pure gold. I wish, Addie. That'd be awesome. Yes, Kevin. Up front with the takeaway, everyone struggles with confidence. It really is a universal struggle. And it's a lifelong struggle, I think. But it does get easier. And there are some things that I've learned that have helped me out. And I'm sure that you guys will have some experiences to share as well. Just create a supportive space. I know a lot of people are getting back into dating right now. And putting themselves back out in the world after maybe staying inside for a long time. And the struggle is real. So we're gonna get into it. Both some anecdotal experiences and some research as well. The poll is only on YouTube, Suku, sorry. Or on Twitch, not YouTube. You are on YouTube. I can see the chat from both YouTube and Twitch, but the poll is a Twitch only feature. Apparently YouTube has that feature too, which I will take note for next time. You can go on Twitch, go on my Twitch page, and vote in the poll. And that's really just to kind of get an idea of where you guys are at with this. Gotta get some cool sub badge. Wait, there's a sub badge? Genteno? I'm not familiar with that. Oh no, G. And hi, G. Good to see you again. What's up, Chimmy? Good to see you. Mr. Bra, I think confidence usually comes from lack of experience, but the more experience they get, the easier it becomes. Or you mean a lack of confidence, I assume. And yes, that's part of it. I think experience is a really big part of it. There's like an anxiety about the unknown that we all experience in life, not just with sex and dating, but the sort of question mark can be very anxiety inducing, and that's certainly a part of it. Do you think the infamous participation trophy has a part in confidence? I'm not sure, Alec. There has been some research about the self-esteem movement that happened in the 90s. And I don't think anything was conclusive about how it affected people's confidence. Some people have tried to argue that this self-esteem movement, like the participation trophy phenomenon, led to maybe an emotionally weaker generation, but I haven't really seen any research that supports that belief. That doesn't mean it's not the case, but I'm not sure. Aw, Silent. Good to see you again, Silent. Confidence 20 out of 10. Perfect being, the apex of men. Oh, okay, Pale. Maybe you should be up here facilitating the conversation. Yeah, self-esteem is different than confidence. I was reading some stuff about that earlier this week. I don't feel like I know enough about it to pontificate on the technical differences, though. All right, let me check in on this poll, you guys. Has everyone voted? Let's see here. All right. I wish I could like show you guys. I don't know if it's showing you the results on Twitch. What the heck? What is going on? Okay. Literally just impossible to read. Cool. Love to see it. Love to see it. No, there's not 5 votes. I'm showing maybe like 70 votes. Give you guys a couple more minutes. The invisible poll. And also, we're going to be doing advice and support. So if you have a specific situation that you want to float to me in the chat later, now is the time to submit that as well. Oh, let me put that on actually. Boom. Hi, Construct. It's okay. I was a little late too. Due to a spider bite on my crotch and ensuing madness. But really, how did I get a spider bite on my crotch? Thank you for the tier 1 subscription, Master Belial. Belial? Belial. Thank you so much for supporting my stream, you guys. You're so sweet. I'm trying to make it better for you every week. You know, get the groove going, the format going, the interaction going. Okay, dance party. Thank you, Excited Penguin, for the Prime subscription, aka Bezos Bucks. If you have Amazon Prime, Jeff Bezos gives all us lowly peasants a free Prime Twitch subscription thing. So that may be available to you if you have Prime. Belial. Belial. I feel like I could spend half my life learning to pronounce your screen names, and I would still do it wrong. What can you do? All right. Hi, Harley. Good to see you. Hello, Warlock. And Addie, Alec, Francisco. Good to see you guys. All right. Let's wrap this up. Oh, it ended. Boom. All right. Maybe it'll show it better now. Is it better now? Now it's just literally not there. Okay. Cool. All right, I'll tell you guys what the the poll results were. Nearly half were in the I struggle sometimes category for how they would rate their confidence. 21% in the next category is in the gutter. 16% above average. 10% just about right. And 5% high. Too high.
I think a lot of people have plenty of self-confidence, but people are increasingly losing their confidence in strangers when out in public or on social media. Are we all becoming more introverted?
Oh, that's an interesting question, and thank you so much for the donation, Aaron. I feel like there is probably some sort of combined effect of social media and everyone being in lockdown for a year probably didn't help. It's harder to have in-person interactions. We've talked about this a little bit in the past on the stream. Like it's on, or actually even in my last video, I think I talked about it, where it's maybe becoming more normalized to start conversations and meet friends online. Which, you know, we are here big friends online, so there's that, but both is good. I saw an article that said life expectancy inequalities, all else being equal, are directly linked to the stress and angst and low self-confidence of being lower on the social hierarchy. Huh, that's interesting, Hans. I wonder what measures they're using to determine someone's status on the social hierarchy ladder. Like, I'm sure money is a part of it, but are there other contributors? Hi, Thompson Art. Good to see you. Hello, Sean. Hi, Francisco. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into today's topic about confidence. So the poll was actually about what I had expected. With most people feeling like they struggle sometimes, that's where I would put myself, you know, struggle with confidence sometimes. But maybe more people who feel in the gutter than I would have expected. And yeah, 5% being too high. It sounds about right. You guys sound about what I would expect the community to be at. So I want to help you guys think critically and reflect on your own confidence in these areas of dating and sex, but also just in general. I feel like it's hard to separate out confidence in life, you know, maybe in your work or school or whatever it might be, from dating and sex, because they all kind of go together. But I'm gonna try to cater some of the conversation more to dating and sexuality, since that is the topic that comes up the most. And I just wanted to start by encouraging you to reflect either now or after the stream on the experiences that you've had in your life that you feel may have been more impactful in shaping how you see yourself, sexually or romantically, and to really kind of dig into those experiences. And it might require you to think about, you know, become self-aware of thoughts you're having and ask yourself where those thoughts originated. I think most people have some kind of formative experiences, often in childhood, actually. That's an ongoing theme in sexuality, that much of our adult experiences and identities kind of come back to childhood. So maybe it'll be in childhood with parents or friends. But I think it's important to kind of unpack those experiences, or at least be aware of them, have them in your conscious mind, because it can help you understand where some of those feelings came from. And for those of you who maybe those experiences were traumatic experiences, which sometimes they are, then I would encourage you to maybe not go too deep on this exercise alone and seek out a counselor to help process them. There's a really effective therapy for traumatic experiences that I've recently been learning a lot about called EMDR. So if you are, one of the people that's in that boat, I would encourage you to look up EMDR or a counselor, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. And if money is an issue, looking up a sliding scale therapist in your area. I just wanted to put that out up front. Because I think, things like sexual abuse or just abuse and trauma can shape these experiences as well. I don't want to focus on that too much because that's not my expertise, but just wanted to acknowledge those things are part of the picture. Yeah, childhood trauma, it explains a lot of our behavior or our experience of the world, our entire framing of the world. So that's where therapy can be useful, I think, to help you dig into that. Radora, I just got out of a toxic relationship that lasted for 3 years and my confidence is soaring right now. Congrats! That's fantastic. Toxic relationships are definitely on my list of things to address. Okay, Freud. What, Harley? You don't think childhood experiences shape who we are today? I'm not Freudian in the sense that I think that everything has to do with, like, wanting to have sex with your parents or something. But I do think that it can affect our current experiences. CBT, cock and ball torture, I mean, maybe. No, it's a type, I think that's like the most common type of therapy now is CBT. Can a person have so much confidence that it borders on the line of arrogance? I have some thoughts on that. What do you guys think? Too much confidence. Is there such a thing? I think it kind of depends on how you frame confidence. Because I used to think of arrogant people as having too much confidence, and I still do sometimes. But I also see them as kind of being insecure. Fundamentally insecure people. So arrogance can sometimes be a lack of confidence, although there's certainly people who just never doubt themselves, like they were maybe given way too much praise as a child or something. Arrogance is confidence misplaced. Yeah, sure, Gert. I think I tend to think of it the same way. It's like a coping mechanism for not having real confidence that comes from within. It's like a projection. Arrogance could also be hubris and ignorance. Yeah, that's true, G. Andrew, CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a type of therapy. But I was sharing my newfound love of EMDR, which is a different type of therapy, especially for traumatic experiences. No, stream died. Are we back? Are we back? Yay, stream lived. I feel like it's been a while since the stream died. We just have to embrace it as part of the experience. Yes, I'm drinking urine. It's my beverage of choice. Please don't judge me. All right. So that's my first self-reflection exercise that I would encourage you to do on your own time if this is a pain point for you. Another self-reflection exercise is more in the affirmative realm, which is to make a list of all the things that you are proud of about yourself. That could be accomplishments, maybe personality traits that you have. You're a really good communicator, a really good listener, the values that you've cultivated in your life, relationships that you have, whether that's family, friends, or romantic. And to make sure to keep those things about yourself close enough. You know, you don't need to, like, put it on your mirror or something. I mean, maybe it would help for some people, but, you know, sometimes when I am just kind of in I'm a piece of shit spiral, which is not uncommon for me, I have to remember the things that I've done that I'm proud of, and it can help. You know, it doesn't stop me from having lapses in my confidence, but it can remind me of, you know, all the wonderful aspects of my life and the things that I have to be proud of. Mystery champagne, indeed. It has no bubbles, but it is a mystery. So let's get into some of the tips that I have for you guys. And if you're in the chat and you feel like you are one of the people that has worked to overcome your confidence issues, please feel free to share your experience. I feel like the value of streams is the sort of collective brainstorming that we do here. So the first idea I'm going to put out there is one of the most fundamental, which is to become aware of your internal dialogue. You know, your self-talk, the things that you're saying in your head. Which, side note, apparently some people do not have an internal monologue. I saw this post on Reddit a few months ago. It went super viral because it's absolutely mind-blowing, but some people just have quiet in their brain. To which I say, can I please have some of that? But if you're one of those people that has an internal monologue, dialogue, being aware of what's being said in there. What are you saying to yourself? And I think there are a few things that can come up regularly that can harm our pursuits of confidence. Can something like a home invasion at a young age cause low self-confidence later on? Yeah, Jarvis. My understanding is that any type of traumatic experience can affect someone's confidence later in life. It doesn't have to be, you know, related to sex or dating. Right, Thompson? I'm like, okay. Can I get a little of that? Thank you, Broken Dad Guy. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Thank you, you're awesome. My brain is just a collection of memes, songs, and hypotheticals of past situations. Okay, that's one way to have an internal monologue. I have to consciously think about words in my brain, but otherwise it's all synapses in there. Yeah, I think becoming part of self-awareness is being aware of your internal monologue. And so there are a few things patterns that I think are very common in people who are struggling with confidence, and actually with a lot of brain things, the more we do a thing, the more it can become a habit. And so breaking these patterns, these thought patterns, becoming aware of them so that you can change the thought pattern, you kind of have to do that over and over again. That's part of what CBT is about. At least the therapist that I worked with, it's about reestablishing new thought patterns. And I think one of the most damaging and also maybe the most common for everyone is comparing ourselves to other people. When it comes to dating, comparing ourselves to people that have more experience, less experience, cultivating more interest on a dating app or less interest, better experiences, better sex, more people, more capable, more interesting, you know, all the things that we sort of compare ourselves to with other people and really assume about other people. because it's hard to know what other people are actually experiencing, especially when it comes to sex and dating. So there's maybe a lot of assumption that's happening there. One of the philosophies that I really like when it comes to, you know, how we think about this stuff is, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, but I think it's Alain de Botton. Frenchy, obviously. But his philosophy about confidence is that we should really be reminding ourselves not that we're good enough, but that we're all idiots. We're all just bad at everything. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everyone's kind of making it up as they go. And really remembering that in our experiences, because it's so tempting to put people on a pedestal and to feel less than. But, you know, I feel like the conventional advice is tell yourself how great you are, look in the mirror, and recite your affirmations every morning. But I actually love the idea of looking in the mirror and being like, you are an idiot. Thank you for the super chat, Saint.
Are you familiar with acceptance and commitment therapy and mindfulness, Lacey? It seems more intuitive to me.
I'm not familiar with acceptance and commitment, but I am familiar with mindfulness. And yeah, I think there are many ways to have healing experiences in therapy. So whatever you found that works for you, I fully support it. I'll have to look into those. Mindfulness is good too, especially on the topic of sort of thinking about becoming aware of your own thought patterns, because mindfulness is all about observing your thoughts, not judging them, right? Not analyzing the thoughts, just being aware that they're there. I gotta D&D this shit because my family is blowing up my phone right now. I feel like group chats were never more annoying than through the pandemic. Suddenly it's like all the time. It's a very French way of looking at it. Yeah, well, I think there's some merit to it, Madonna. I think it's an interesting way of like reframing what we should be striving for. Like, should we be, there's like a resistance. There's resisting reality and trying to tell yourself how cool you are or great you are. Thank you for the super chat, Saint.
I think you'll enjoy ACT. It is non-judgmental. I love your face. Here's more money.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna check it out. Promise. I'm looking into doing a sex therapy program this coming year. So I've been trying to learn more about the different schools of thought, because all I have is the experiences that I've had. So, yeah, I mean, kind of accepting that we're all stupid and annoying and dumb and inadequate and incompetent, and just, you know, having a sense of humor about it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mom Meat. Really appreciate it, guys. Socrates nailed it. Yes, Socrates said... Socrates was more in the vein of, thank you for the bits, Genteno. Just like to thank you for making that It's Not You, It's Tinder video. Oh, you're welcome, Genteno. I'm glad that helped. And thank you so much for gifting us a subscription, Construct. That's very sweet of you. I guess the side effect of that video was that if you're on a dating app and you're not having a success, especially as a guy, that it really isn't your fault. And that wasn't just me trying to gas you guys up. It's kind of a sausage fest out there. I mean, it truly is shocking. This is a little late for the English crowd, but in the UK, 90% male on Tinder. That legitimately blew my mind. I'm like, everyone's just gonna be mad in this environment. All right, we were talking about Socrates. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Socrates' position was about how logically examining our life and our beliefs could help us to become more independent, from kind of, break out from groupthink, essentially, and therefore to care less what other people think, because we have a more objective rubric of evaluating our life and our beliefs. Great in theory. Rejection and failure usually mess up my confidence, but I try to overcome them and keep tattooing on my goals. I think that's the attitude. Is to just keep going, to keep getting on the wagon. So, yeah, let me make sure that I covered the points here on self-comparison. I would suggest looking into Alain de Botton's views on this, because I really do think it brings a playfulness to the conversation that's very necessary. I think there's also an element. Thank you so much for the super chat, Saint.
Culturally, we need to have gal pals embracing asking the fellers out first. The fellers gotta be less entitled though. That is gross as heck. And potentially dangerous.
Yeah, I think that is changing, actually. I mean, you guys tell me what you think. I feel like it's much more acceptable now than even 10 years ago for a woman to be the initiator in a relationship. What do you think? What are fellers entitled about? I assume, I can't speak for Saint, but I assume what they're saying is that some people have a little bit of an attitude about it and feel like victims if, perfect relationship doesn't fall in their lap right away. And there are subcultures on the internet that we're all well aware of now that can, have the festering of that sort of attitude about dating. Definitely more common than it was, but there's still a long way to go. Yeah. I would agree. So, yeah, I wanted to make I have a couple other thoughts about self-comparison. I think that people who put other people down, and you see this pretty much constantly on the internet and in life, unfortunately, I feel like some of that stems from self-comparison. If these people could sort of let go of feeling threatened by or inferior to people who might, be achieving some success or having experiences that they want, they might feel better overall. It's the comparison that causes people to feel poorly about themselves. And so some people lash out, to handle that feeling of threat. But it starts with the comparison, right? It's easier. All of this is easier said than done. And it's all very much I think, a long process and a commitment to a process of thinking about these things differently. But it's something I have noticed. And the opposite can happen too, where, kind of what I was just describing, where people feel like they have a few bad experiences maybe, and then they decide, based on a few rejections or something, that they'll never be enough, that it's not worth it, why even try? So there's a defeatism that can come pretty early on. And the people who really succeed, who find their person or who have the experiences they want to have, aren't so quick to give up. And that's not just dating. That's life. I think there's really something to be said about the ability to just kind of keep going, keep getting back on the horse. One of the things that gave me confidence to do stand-up comedy was watching old videos of really famous comedians when they were just starting out and weren't that good yet. Oh, that's an awesome tip, Sean. YouTubers too, actually. You know, if there's a YouTuber you really like and you go look at their old videos, they're usually so bad. I say this because mine are absolutely atrocious. Major cringe. I think I mentioned in a past stream that I was thinking about making a video of reacting to some of my old videos, and they were so bad. All I did was just cringe for 10 minutes. I couldn't even, no. But I think it sort of gets at something, another important thought, which is when we're comparing ourselves, we're often comparing ourselves to people who have been doing the thing, or trying at the thing, or experimenting with the thing for much longer, right? Comparing yourselves to a popular comedian who's been doing it for 15, 20 years and has had a lot of time to improve and grow. It's not really good to do that. That's not going to make you a happier or more balanced person. Oh, goodness. Louis C.K.'s early material. Awkward as hell. Yeah, there's so much awkwardness. But that's kind of normal. And I think that's early dating and sexual experiences too. They are awkward. So accepting that they're awkward, even expecting the awkwardness, I think can make it less stressful. If you're expecting some sort of idealized, vision of what this date's gonna be like, what this hookup's gonna be like, you're pretty much always setting yourself up for failure. It's better to just sort of expect it to be a little weird. And, at the very least, your expectations might be exceeded, rather. Society holds us to standards that drives people to make comparisons. Yeah, that's true. That was actually the next thing I wanted to mention. Aw, thanks, Genteno. Thanks for the bits. Yeah, okay, so when it comes to comparing ourselves to other people, I think there's other various types of comparison that can happen as well. One of them being kind of what you're mentioning, which is the cultural validation, right? Measuring our success or our worth by some sort of weird outside cultural rubric. And, a weird side effect of doing sex ed videos for a long time, something that people have said to me that didn't really occur to me, was that it just helped them unpacking some of our norms and expectations around sexuality. Unintentionally sort of helps you to feel more confident and comfortable with your sexuality. And of course, the goal of my videos has always been helping, each other to feel more confident and comfortable, but specifically questioning the norms, because so much of those comparisons come from asking ourselves what we're supposed to be doing. How many people should I have slept with at this point in my life? What kind of relationships should I have had at this point in my life? Several people have asked about not having any sexual experiences in their 30s or 40s. And that comes from some kind of cultural rubric that says this age is normal and this age is not normal. And the further you get from that age, the more abnormal and strange you are. So I think questioning some of those expectations, sometimes cultural norms and expectations are good. I think there are positive ones, right? Don't pull your dick out in public. There are some norms that are important. But there are also some weird norms and expectations that can hold us back and not necessarily be productive. Don't? I know, John. I know this is the first time you're hearing this, but do not. Aw, thanks, Uno. That's sweet of you. No. No pulling it out. What if it looks really cool? You guys, little trolls. The whole lot of you. Hi, Muppet. What's up? When in doubt, whip it out. I don't know about that philosophy. Questionable strategy, Cloud. Is that from a show or something? I feel like I've heard that phrase before. You never seen a 10-inch penis in person? What are you doing with your life, G? Oh yeah, I remember Dick in a Box. It's my dick in a box. Epic. Iconic song. Dude, I miss Lonely Island. Was that Lonely Island? It was like Lonely Island and Justin Timberlake, I think. So I've been told by various people and therapists that plays a role in my negative internal monologue because I really feel like I'm behind on life in some weird way. Yeah, Jarvis. I feel that way too. I feel that way a lot, not with regard to dating or sex, because I got into that quite young. I blame that on Mormonism. But with, the sex therapy stuff or figuring out if I want to have some kind of work offline that isn't content related. I'm in my 30s and I just feel like I look at the average age of some of the applicants of these programs and they're like 21 or 22. And I'm like, fuck, I'm a grandma. I'm too old for this shit. Is it too late? Is it too late for me? And the answer is no, because life is long and people have all different paths with careers, sex, dating, whatever it might be. Indeed, thou shalt not be an asshole. All right, so I think being aware of holding ourselves to that standard. Another one that comes up too with the cultural rubric or expectations is the flip side of this is getting married too early, right? Kind of feeling like you need to get married right away. Otherwise, what's wrong with you? You're still single. Or that you need to get married at all, if you want to take your questioning to that level. But, this is something that has come up throughout my sex ed work over the years, is people who feel like who secretly confess they got married too young because they felt like that was what they were supposed to do. So I think being a critical thinker about our cultural scripts, about sexuality, about relationships, about everything, but, especially these things that can have such a serious impact on your life, it's a really important exercise. And that kind of brings me to a tangential point, I guess, that kind of fits with this theme here of thinking critically about norms and expectations. I think there's a confidence that is required to question authority, to muster the courage to be your own person with your own ideas, especially when everyone else sees things a particular way, or believes that some other way is normal. This is the normal way of having sex, and the normal way of, dating, marriage, kids, whatever. The elevator of relationships. So, I wanted to mention the importance of free thought, and that's kind of why I've tried to incorporate themes around free thinking and what that looks like and how to do it more and how to be better freer thinkers in my online stuff, because I think it has a huge amount of impact on everything, but also our sex and dating lives. And it feels uncomfortable I think nonconformity, questioning, doing things or going at your own pace, doing things at a different rate or in a different way than our peers feels uncomfortable. It feels like we're doing something wrong, maybe. But I just want to validate that process, I guess, and say that's a good thing, those of you who are doing it. Because I think that's how we become who we really are. Not everything society tells us we're supposed to do is going to be correct or right for us. That prescribed elevator of experiences, of achievements, can be very, very oppressive and limiting. But escaping it is not going to feel awesome. Questioning doesn't feel great. Thank you for the super chat, Saint.
Ervid's helped me relate better to my big sister. Y'all have faced sexism for longer. Sexism you face looks different than the sexism I've faced.
I'm wondering what you're referring to that there. But I'm glad that you were able to relate to your big sister. That's awesome. Sisters are awesome. Yes, advice and confessions are open. I'm personally pro-charging for thoughts, not about to pass on free income avenues. Okay, I'll pay you out later, Mach. I live in a small town and I've had a huge problem for almost 20 years of women wanting to get me in bed purely to find out what size my penis is severely damaged my trust and self-esteem. Size seems to matter a lot where I live. Where do you live, Beef Pants? There is definitely, a sexual subculture that directly correlates penis size with value. And I think this is something that I've heard from a lot of men about over the years. Thanks for the super chat, Saint. Making it right.
Older fellers can be microaggressive as hell. I have lost a job because I am female. Spite makes me brave.
Spite makes me brave. Damn, I love that. It's sort of a fuck them attitude. I have struggled with job stuff too. I actually had an experience with MTV where there was like a studio that was shooting the videos, and this guy kept like being so creepy and like asking to see me naked and like asking to hang out with me after the shoots and stuff. Just being a real weirdo. And this is the guy that's shooting the videos. But as soon as I said something to the rest of the team, I'm lucky and very privileged in that situation because, I had a lot of power on that set and they just changed the company. But when I was a waitress and stuff, stuff like that would happen all the time. And there's not a whole lot you can do. Feels very powerless. Spite makes me brave. Quote of the week. Love it. All right. So free thinking as an avenue to confidence. It's a thing. Thank you for the super chat, Nachos.
Guess who's finally a broke college student finally?
Yay! Hey, that's a rite of passage. You're on the elevator. First you have to be a broke college student. And then you have to be an even broker college student once you graduate. Or I guess graduated college student. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nachos. And I hope that broke college life doesn't last too long. All right, so discomfort with nonconformity, accepting the idea that questioning might be uncomfortable at times, but it is part of the path, and Socrates proves it. I wanted to share the Socratic method for questioning your beliefs. In case you're wondering, what does that actually look like when it comes to, questioning cultural norms? First, it's just kind of thinking about ideas that are very widespread, that most people hold. Maybe in your culture or subculture, or even considered common sense. You know, for instance, that there's this elevator that you need to be on. This is when you're supposed to be dating in your teens and early 20s, and then you get married at 25, and then you have babies at 27. You know, very considered the status quo, right? And then once you have identified those widely held beliefs, start looking for the exceptions to the statement. For instance, that maybe the elevator, there are some people who have done it who aren't happy, right? Or, you know, it didn't work out as well for them. And find the exceptions, find the nuances in the reality of those beliefs, and then update your belief. Update your belief to accommodate those exceptions, and continue questioning the belief, continue looking for the exceptions to the belief, and continue modifying it. That is the Socratic method for critical thinking, and I think it works well for dating and sex. Awesome. But what if we're conforming to nonconformism? You know, I think that happens sometimes. I think sometimes there's sort of a rebellion for rebellion's sake that can happen too. So it is important to, just keep questioning. If you're at a restaurant where management doesn't care about that sort of thing, maybe people shouldn't work there. Yeah, that's true, Equilibrium.
I am writing something that might interest you. It has that FU attitude. Called Punkarina and Dinocorn. May I connect with you and see what you think?
Okay. You can shoot me an email, Saint. I have a contact form on my website, and it goes right to my phone. And I love a good FU attitude. And thank you so much for the 4th or 5th or 6th super chat. That's so sweet of you. Rebel without a cause. Yeah, exactly. I think there is some of that. And also, even when you look at online communities, right, who are talking about, I don't know, let's call them skeptic communities. I consider myself a part of these communities, but I think sometimes there's sort of this, like, I don't know, almost like the group says we should question the thing, and so we all question the thing the same way. And it makes me uncomfortable. And this is just human behavior, I think. Even nonconformity or critical thinking or free thinking, that can become a groupthink. There can be a groupthink phenomenon in it. Because we're human. Thank you so much for the subscription, Tech.
Fight me. You're great. Deal with it, nerd.
Thank you so much, Saint. I won't fight you because I'd probably lose, especially given the whole spider bite on the crotch situation. I am getting spoiled tonight. When I was a little kid, I thought horseradish was made from horses. Oh god, kids are so dumb. One of my favorite subreddits is, I think it's kids are fucking stupid is the subreddit. And it's just like all the dumb shit that little kids do. It's cute, but also, why? I don't know how it got there. I don't know. I can't read the spider's mind, okay? All I know is that it's there. And it's itchy. Alright. So, another idea that I have that has certainly helped me, and I'm sure it's helped some of you as well, to become more confident sexually is to learn about sex. We deny this to people in our society. It's very taboo to talk about sex. There's not a lot of solid places, spaces, resources to learn about sex from a pleasure perspective. There's obviously all of the anatomy stuff, know what a clitoris is and where to find it. And communication, know how to have those conversations with your partner. But when it comes to pleasure, that can be very individual too. So, there is only so much that you can learn from books, but it is a good place to start. That actually is part of why I wrote my book, was kind of like the starting point. Here's the things you should know as a starting point to, get into your life experiences a little more confidently. But sex is different with different people. Relationships are different with different people. And that kind of goes back to what someone was saying at the beginning. Thank you, I Am Ted, for the tier 1 subscription. I appreciate you. Yeah, it comes back to what someone was saying at the beginning about brain lost train of thought. Oh, about experiences. Yeah, about how you just become more confident naturally as you get older because you have more experiences, which is true. Thanks, Strange. Thanks for stopping by. Epic sex. Yes. What are your thoughts on capitalism? Just go straight into the pit, Evil Taco. I feel like there's a whole psychological awareness that needs a lot of work across our culture, and it can show when we approach intimacy generally. Yes, absolutely, Lasagna. I totally agree. Psychological awareness, or I think of it as like emotional intelligence. There's an emotional intelligence about social stuff in general, but also sex and the dynamics that, can surface in those experiences. Emotional intelligence, very important. You found out way more than you needed from friends as far as sex education. Yeah, I feel like sex ed is friends and porn. And maybe some sex blogs and stuff, Hi, Linthole, what's up? Yikes. If you're just gonna be mad in the chat, go away. We're trying to vibe here, okay? So, okay, here's another bit of advice that actually follows up with the advice from Alain de Botton about accepting that we're all idiots, which is to make a fool of yourself regularly. I've talked about this before on my channel, kind of channeling your inner playfulness the best you can when you're on dates, not taking yourself too seriously. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like some of the best dates that I've had, people I've dated, are people who just don't take themselves too seriously. They're not afraid to look like a goober. They're not afraid to do something a little bit embarrassing, maybe. And those people, I think, deal with the ups and downs of life a little bit better. And I'm a person that can, get a little too deep into ideas and be thinking too much. So maybe that's just because of where I come from with it, but I think being able to make a fool of yourself is very positive in general. Not just in terms of lightening the mood, but also, like, what's the worst that can happen after you embarrass yourself, right? If you take the pressure off of making this pristine impression, or worrying about getting tongue-tied or making a dumb joke that doesn't land or something, it kind of makes everything less threatening overall. Oh, throwback, that guy, throwback. The best dates you've had were kind of grape-like. Sounds tasty. Yes, Sean, a date is a fun idea or a fun activity, not an audition. That's such a good point. I feel like people treat them like auditions or interviews. Thanks for the super chat, Crimsy.
Is this self-confidence? I have had a crush on you for years. Also, thank you for making videos. They've helped me out a lot.
Oh, thank you so much, Crimsy. I'm happy to be your YouTube crush, and I'm glad my videos have helped you out. Am I drinking apple juice? No. I know it looks like apple juice, actually. I like how my mind immediately went to pee. Better place to go would have been apple juice, though. Thanks for the bits, John Tenno. Oh, are we in a crush war now? Now is the best time to go on a date because everyone's so out of practice from the pandemic that we're all on equal levels of awkwardness. It's true. It's so true. You got a little bit of a buffer because most people are a little out of practice. I'm going to put another idea out there for you guys to consider, which is that successfully dating means putting yourself out there over and over and over and over again, and having building sort of a high tolerance for rejection, because inevitably you're gonna go on dates with people that you do not connect with. Thank you, Saint, for the super chat or donation.
I am being a little silly with it, lol, but sister gave me an education.
Or it was a super chat.
Hey Lacey, I've been struggling with body positivity a lot lately. I've gained a lot of weight through depression. Now everyone calls me the worst names. And I do know what to do. How would you approach this situation? Apologies for the upfront question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Buster. Everyone's calling you names. I wonder who those people are and if they're people that you need to be around, because they sound like assholes. Most people I know have gained a little bit of weight through the pandemic, you know, and it's normal. I've gained a lot of weight, especially when I was going through severe depression, and it happens. And it doesn't determine your worth as a partner or a person, but for sure you gotta, if those are people that you don't have to be around, you shouldn't be around them, because fuck them. That's the thing about people who feel like they need to point out your weight, or if you gain weight. It's like, do you think I don't know? Just being an asshole. My heart is with you, Buster. Insane, I'm being a little sleepy. My sister gave me an education. Okay, good. That's what sisters are for, huh? Yeah, I miss my abs. What are abs, Addie? No, I have never seen an ab on my body in my life. It's not a thing. All right, so high tolerance for rejection, putting yourself out there over and over again. I really do think that that is kind of what fuels maybe some of the more, let's say, like incel-y parts of the internet, is feeling like they, you know, we shouldn't have to try. I could be wrong, but, you know, there is this sense that, like, a lot of these people are young, but it takes time, and plenty of people, it takes them sometimes 10, 20, 30 years to find their person. And, you know, that's not necessarily not normal. You know, that is something that happens. So having a high tolerance for that and expecting it, you know, not internalizing that as a reflection of your own value and ability, but accepting that rejection's part of dating and part of sex stuff too. Sometimes it's just not going to work out, and not everyone you meet right away is going to be your person, your vibe. If I had given up or settled down right away, I don't think I would be a very happy person right now. Surround yourself with other confident, well-meaning people. Pro tip, cold cuts. Pro tip. It's important to have good people around you. It makes a huge difference. Like, I realize the irony of saying this as someone who talks about sex and relationships, but I don't think we value friendships enough. Like, we kind of put romantic relationships on this pedestal above friendships, when really they can have as much of an impact on our lives, sometimes more. It's littering my brother. He reminds me of and points out every little mistake I make or have daily, and it has been that way all my life. He's more fit and good looking, so it drives me nuts, but I'm smarter than him, so at least I have that advantage over him. Ugh, that sucks, Jarvis. It sounds like maybe he's a little bit... Either he's like a very critical, judgmental person, or he might be a little bit threatened by you. The sibling rivalries and comparisons can sometimes be even more intense because you came from the same place, you grew up in the same house, you were exposed to a lot of the same things. Recognize that you're almost certainly not the best looking person your partner has been with, and being confident about yourself regardless. Yeah, because they chose you. And also, good looking is very subjective. People find different things sexy. So maybe, you know, your evaluation of your relative attractiveness is not how they see it as well. All right, another confidence tip that I have for you guys is to practice evaluating yourself as a potential partner honestly and rationally. I think there is a lot of tendencies to go too far in one direction or another, right? To focus too intensely on your own positive traits and to become a little bit conceited, or maybe use it as a coping mechanism, or to fixate on negative traits, and that can cause insecurity. So kind of being aware of where you're fixating, again, that comes back to being aware of that inner dialogue that you're having with yourself, and just kind of take a note of where, you know, the relative tenor of that is, where your mind is going, and focus on finding a place in between. Being honest with ourselves. I think, you know, it's very easy to go too far one way or another to compensate, or especially if you don't, like, you know, folks were saying, you have someone in your life who's just kind of picking on you. It's easy to give them a lot of say in your own internal monologue. I think there's something to be said, and this is something that I am trying to work on, about, you know, sort of separating other people's opinions about you from your opinions about you. You know, not necessarily say, oh, okay, so-and-so, that asshole over there thinks this about me. Well, what do I think about me? You know, kind of prioritizing your own feelings about yourself above outside external validations. That, to me, is the ultimate confidence, because it doesn't depend on other people as much. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Gone on a couple dates with someone who seems quite nervous. I always find it how easily I want to become someone's cheerleader. Aww. That's a very cute impulse to have. Everyone is his or her own toughest critic. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. I think we being in our own heads are much more aware of our own flaws and shortcomings than other people are. You know, other people just aren't paying attention to the shit we are in our head. And, like, maybe it's good to remember that people just don't really care about the minutia of our appearances, our lives, as much as we think they do. Do you think all 30-something millennials are coming to the same conclusions at the same time? I don't know, Camille, what conclusions are we talking about? With the advice you're giving, Lacey, what is a weakness in a relationship you can improve upon? Yeah, I think reflecting on what you can bring to the table is really important. What are you bringing to the people around you? Not even just relationships. I think about this with friendship a lot. You know, how can I be a good friend? How can I bring value to the lives of people around me? It's important. I think there's sort of like, maybe this is just me being too online, but I think there is a little bit of a weird culture that's forming around not caring. Thank you for the super chat, Saint.
It's easy to be underconfident when we're all so damn underpaid.
Yeah, that's true. There's an economic angle to this as well. We talked about this a little bit during the sex recession stream, where there's sort of there's a lack of dignity and confidence that comes with feeling or not having upward mobility in the broader economy. You know, the conversation tonight is very much focused on the individual, but it's true that the culture plays a huge role as well. I can bring the mashed potatoes. Actually, though, back because, yeah, you're contributing. I think of friendship groups, like, you know, a family table of sorts, and everyone needs to sort of be bringing something to the table. And really, in relationships, it's about giving to each other what we can, constantly asking ourselves in a healthy way, you know, what can I bring to the table? What can I bring to this person's life? That's love, I think. It's wanting to, yeah, just be someone's person and make their life better. Spontaneity, adventure, space, some things I think I'm good at as a friend. Oh, that's wonderful. Spontaneity is very important. I think one of the side effects of social media and like being able to edit ourselves in so many different ways is a lack of or fear maybe even of spontaneity. Let's see if there was anything else I wanted to add here. Well, I kind of touched on this, but enforcing your boundaries, practice enforcing boundaries, which is taking note if there are people that make you feel like shit. Whether you're in a relationship or situationship or whatever it might be. I do think there's maybe a tendency for people, I see the sort of memes on social media about how, you know, if someone's toxic, you should just drop them immediately and all this. And that's probably true in most cases. But I think there are some situations where there's probably some sort of, it's probably a problem that can be worked out by talking to each other and sort of figuring it out with that person if you have a bad relationship with them. But absolutely, if there are people that are, you know, making fun of your appearance or stuff, just being aware of how the people in our lives make us feel. And if you can't cut them out completely, because sometimes we have to be around these people, unfortunately, minimizing the contact as much as you can. Some of the red flags that I've had in my life are people who gossip a lot. Always bad news. You know, no matter how nice someone seems, no matter how intelligent they seem, if they're constantly gossiping, it's a very bad sign. Gaslighting is an obvious one. People who are overly judgmental. Not just judgmental, because I think being held accountable or like being able to take constructive criticism is important. But overly judgmental people, no, it's not good. Another one I've encountered is people who just have no interest in your life, how you're doing, what you're going through. Like, they just kind of take. They're just kind of takers. I think that's a red flag. As well as people who are passive aggressive, because it suggests they don't really know how to talk about their feelings or deal with problems like an adult. Gossip is a big red flag, yeah. You know, I didn't notice it as much when I was younger at Equilibrium, when people would gossip. I feel like there was more gossip when I was in high school and a little bit in college too. But now it just kind of stands out so much when someone's primary way of connecting is through gossip. I have a friend that I'm having an issue with this with, and I feel like it's easy to kind of get sucked into a gossip cycle when that's how someone communicates and relates. So it's best to just avoid it. When you hear people gossiping about other people, you have to wonder what they're saying about you to them. Yeah. I think that's true. You know, a similar phrase is like, if someone cheats on their past partner, then they'll probably cheat on you. The thing is, I feel like the cheating thing is actually different, because cheating is about their relationship with a specific person, whereas gossip is kind of the way of socializing as a whole. Maybe it's about the person, maybe, you know, this person feels like they can gossip to me or something. I don't know, but yeah, in general, behavioral patterns repeat themselves. And so it's probably good to just be aware.
It's okay to judge Rocky Rumbles. He thinks women are a species. What a big dumb doo-doo head.
Wait, who is that? Do I dare Google? Nothing's coming up. Unless I spelled it wrong. Gossip types are addicted to the dopamine hit. Maybe, I don't know. Oh.
Some dummy in chat.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what's happening here. I can't. It won't let me. One sec, guys, sorry. All right. Rocky Beluga Loomba.
He deserves me misspelling his name, lol.
Don't feed the trolls, Saint. Feed them crickets only. And spiders. YouTube isn't my thing. I can't be a lifeguard to that gene pool. I don't blame you, Harley. Oh no, not Pale with the melons. Where's your mustard, Pale? All right. Oh, the last tip I had. Is this the last tip I had? Yes. Yes, indeed. The last tip I have to build confidence when you're dating is to be a good date. To make an effort. To treat others honorably. I feel like we're in an epidemic of horrible dating behavior thanks to dating apps. And maybe part of that is just because it's so easy to become jaded. There's no accountability. People are just faces on screens.
I'm feeding you, beautiful human. Take my money. My spite is directed appropriately.
Thank you, Saint. I appreciate you feeding me this delicious urine wine. Thank you for the bits, Scott. Appreciate it. And be yourself. Yes, G. Of course, be yourself. I feel like be yourself is the most loaded advice, though. Who am I? Who is myself? In order for me to be myself, I need to know myself, and that's very complicated for me. But also just be yourself. Which is to say, don't be afraid to, express your true thoughts, interests, etc. Pro tip, be someone else. Touche, John Tenno. We should all just be someone else. That's the culminating advice of the evening. I haven't, Sean. I haven't seen that episode. I do like Adam Ruins Everything. I watched a lot of it a long time ago. But then I started to feel like Adam Ruins Everything was like, here's this assumption that you had. But haha, think again, you stupid idiot. It like followed this very predictable format. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I was like, here we go. Yeah, so anyways, being an honorable date, not blaming other people when you get rejected because you're going to get rejected, treating others honorably, not ghosting them, not sending them weird text messages in your first encounters. And I think being a good person in general, trying to, do right by ourselves and other people does build confidence that goes beyond dating, giving back to your community. Trying to help people around you just feels good. And it gives us a sense of value and worth. And that is priceless. And giving more than we take. That one too. Making an effort. Do you guys feel like the dating culture is moving into a direction where people don't make an effort? Or is that just me? I am generally anti-ghosting, yeah. I think there are some situations where ghosting is appropriate. If the person was a shithead. Moscow! Adam ruins me for the next man? Oh no. Thank you for the bits, and it's good to see you, Moscow. Yeah, I feel like ghosting is kind of cowardly, it's emotionally unintelligent, and the sheer number of people who I've heard from that are struggling to understand why they were ghosted after dates that they thought went well is enough to convince me that people need to put on the adult pants, and if you didn't like a date or you're not into someone, saying that kindly. I'm sorry, I wasn't really feeling it during our date. I wish you good luck. Just something, a nice little bit of closure. Like, we have the ability to give people closure. But instead, we choose to be assholes. Yeah, that's true, Tech. It's all about the writers. Everything on TV is writers. Am I still a hardcore atheist? It depends what you mean by a hardcore, Kura. Atheist, yes. Militant atheist that's gonna go make a documentary about how dumb religious people are or something? No. Maybe when I was 18. I heard a woman say she got ghosted more by women than men. It's just a human thing, and that is terrifying. Yeah, I mean, I think it happens when people don't really know what to say. To some extent, I understand ghosting. To some extent, I understand why you'd be like, well, I didn't really enjoy that much. I don't really want to see this person again. Do I really have to, like, take the time to write them a little note? You know? I get that. But the answer is yes. You had a human experience with another person. So be a human. And give them the closure they deserve after taking time to see you. Hi, Grindolf. Ghosted by Casper. That little shit.
Sometimes ghosting is because of traumatic stuff. Reflect a little, smiley face. I told people when I found someone on Tinder and the peeps I told thanked me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Saint. I think, and thank you for the super chat. There are legitimate reasons that someone might ghost, but I think most of the time it's not trauma. Most of the time it's just being selfish and lazy. But I'm not going to paint it with a broad brush. I think there are probably some situations where it makes sense, and is ethical too.
We are softcore atheist.
Yes! That's a perfect way of describing it. Thank you for the super chat, Satanist. I saw a comment that I wanted to read. I feel like the dating culture has been in a don't give any effort mode for a while, but it's moving out of that. I feel like it's getting to a place where we actually try. I get ghosted so much for no reason. It's mostly after they find out what I look like. See, that is fucked up, Forecaster. It's just like this weird transactional, judgmental tornado of badness. It's just badness. Like, why? It's a lack of empathy. It feels like a lack of empathy to me. And I say this as someone who has ghosted and been ghosted before. I had ghosted when I was dating around in college, and I just, like, preferred not to ever have contact with them again. But then I realized that probably wasn't the way to handle things. Live and learn. I do have regrets, but you know what? I was younger and dumb. We're better now. Hi, Sir Brucey. How are you doing today? I think we've all ghosted and been ghosted. That's true, G. If you're dating, it's kind of like part of the experience now, sadly, but I still think conscientious people who care about not making the dating culture any more of a dumpster fire than it already is should consider, even if it's just a canned note that you have for people, give them the closure. Let's give each other that. You know, let's be honorable in that way, at least. What the hell, JMT? I know if a ghost came up and ruined my pottery, I'd be very pissed. Even though I've never made pottery. Oh, that's true, Sean. Sometimes people get too busy to respond, and then I feel weird about responding too late. Yeah, there's all these weird rules around timing with the texting. How fast you respond, how fast you text them after you went on a first date. You know, I overthought it in the beginning, and then I just, like, I didn't put time limits on myself. When I saw the text, I responded to the text. When I saw the message, I responded to the message. And maybe it was fast sometimes, and people judge that or whatever, but ain't nobody got time to calculate how many minutes and shit. I know some people, I've talked to my little brother, he's a college student, and, like, he was telling me how they would, like, have a formula to calculate how many minutes you should take to respond to the person's text to communicate that you are interested, but not desperate. It's like, what the fuck? You guys are out here doing math problems while you're texting?
Approach the mess seems fit. Creeper entitled guy can't get told no softly or it doesn't stick. Some people did yell. Offcore shared about an XP.
Thank you for the super chat, Saint. Are you referring to telling people you're not interested? Because we're talking mostly about over the phone, right? I see how a situation in person would be different. And maybe if you knew right away and you had ovaries or balls of steel, you could say to them right then and there, like, this has been fun, but I don't think we're a match. I actually had a good friend of mine. I had a barbecue for the 4th of July, and a good friend of mine was here, and he had a blind date, essentially, come to the barbecue. And it was kind of fun because, you know, he doesn't date a lot, and especially the last year because of the pandemic, and he had this woman that he had talked to on the phone but never met who came to the barbecue. And it didn't work out. But she didn't ghost him, fortunately. It's because they had a mutual friend in common, I think. Not necessarily that she would ghost him, but I think having mutual friends means more accountability for good behavior. And her message was so blunt. I was like, damn, that's almost a little cold, but you know what? It's better than not saying anything at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
In person or if it is a small community and they might know where you live?
Yeah, that's fair, Saint. That's fair. If you have concerns about someone having slightly off vibes, they don't seem chill, and you're in a small town. That's fair. Blind date to a post-pandemic barbecue. That's dangerous. I thought it was fun. I was like, oh, okay. Secretly, I desire to be like a little Yenta for my friends. Be like a little matchmaker. But I don't know enough people. Aw. Thanks for the bits, Genteno. Yeah, YouTube people, what are you doing on YouTube? It's all about the Twitch. Love blossoming in a lacy green Twitch? Oh yeah. Okay, this is now a matchmaking service. I'm going to pair people. No, I do try to, like, set my friends up with people I think they'd like. But I feel like you have to really know what they're looking for. Oh, they have it. Ah! Touché. But it's about being a part of the community. Yeah, I guess that's the best part about having the chat on the screen. You guys can see what each other is saying. We got the YouTube tribe and the Twitch tribe. That'd be fun, G. That would be fun. Yeah, there are modern matchmakers, actually. I've met some people in the sex positive sphere, you know, and I was out teaching a lot, and yeah, that's a thing that happens. I feel like these people just must have an enormous network of people. Sometimes it's hard to know, you know, if you have a friend. Most of my friends are actually extremely, extremely single. Altogether. None of them is romantically interested in each other, of course, and also thank God, because that just makes things kind of complicated in a friend group. But when I think about how I would match them up, it's like, I don't know what they're looking for in their life. You know? Let's try to find them traits that, I don't know, mesh with their own. How do you be a good matchmaker? I have no idea. Are we in the 90s? Extreme singleness! Yes, pretty much. Extremely, extremely single. Well, most of my friends have been single for like 5+ years. And maybe they just don't want to date. I don't ask them. I don't want to be like, so, do you want to date or not? Because I don't really care. But I do want them to be happy. And they do try to date, it seems. It's just exhausting. And they're all busy. You know, people get busy. You want a mommy goth girlfriend? Well, I'm sure you could find that on a dating app, i.e. babies. Just Google mommy goth girlfriend Tinder. The strongest and longest lasting relationships I've seen are ones where people start playing games together online in guilds or groups. Those World of Warcraft couples are honestly true goals. Me too, actually, GMT. I know a couple of people who have met through online games. And they're very happy. It's probably because they just play games together all day. They don't have time to quarrel. They're just gaming. Match me with other air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's one way to do it. Thank you for the super chat, Miguel. Best matchmaker is eHarmony. They got me with that little jingle as a kid. This will be. That's great that actually you had success with eHarmony. I think the most marriages come out of eHarmony compared to other dating apps from what I've read. But it's kind of a selection bias because people go to eHarmony to get married. But they must be doing something, right? Didn't they also get sued? I feel like eHarmony got sued for not including same-sex relationships. I could be wrong, but I need to fact check. Yep, 2005, sued for discrimination of same-sex couples. Then they settled it. Oh my god, what is this? This could just be click or rage baiting. But this headline says, eHarmony founder, gay marriage damaged our company. The founder's 81 years old. That should explain it. Feel with a lot of people, they feel out-competed. While they're dating. That's a confidence thing. Right? That's a confidence gap. Match Group. Yeah, Match Group owns a lot of the dating apps. True facts construct. Bye, Dragoon. Take care of yourself. Why would eHarmony not do gay people? Why capitalize on an untapped market? Well, this was 16 years ago. Pre-same-sex marriage legalization. And isn't eHarmony like a very Christian company? They had to be forced into the future by the law. Which happens sometimes. That actually happened with the Mormons too. Although they weren't forced into the future, they were just forced into monogamous marriage norms. The government went after the Mormon church in the 70s because of polygamy. Hate to see it. Paradox of choice, too much of a good thing. Yeah, or just too many choices, right? Makes people doubt their decisions. Okay, I won't match you with the water sign and keep in. I also would not be matching people based on their signs. Because I'm not really that into astrology. I mean, you do you, but I'd probably be looking at more dimensions like personality traits, values, what they want out of a relationship, if they want kids, religious, political beliefs, and tolerance for other religious and political beliefs. Where's my hot tub? It's a fucking hot cave in here. I got a hot cave. It's almost the same thing, right? LGBTQ plus online dating was an untapped market. How can that possibly hurt the company? Yeah. it wasn't about money, I don't think, right? It was about brand, Christian values, whatever. Online dating is only for attractive people. It certainly helps to be conventionally attractive. Or at least to have good pictures. Because, look, people are only given, like, the tiniest smidge of information, and, like, 90% of the information they're given on Tinder is just your picture. So, of course. Professional photographer. Yeah, I actually know someone who does like, dating app pictures. I don't know how I'd feel about that if someone had like headshot type pictures. What do you guys think? Would that leave like a good impression or a bad impression if they had professional photos on their profile? I feel like I'd be like, okay, this person is taking this very seriously. And maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Yeah, it shows they care. Maybe it'd be a plus. It's definitely better than like the weird shirtless picture in the mirror. Like not Facebook, MySpace style pictures. Definitely better than that. Oh, it screams I have money to blow. Well, maybe they have a friend with a camera. Yeah, that's true, Sky High. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to stand out. It would get my attention if someone had professional photos. I feel like you need a mix, though. Like, I need to know you're a real person. Show me some group photos or something later on. Hi, Max. Good to see you again. If they had pro headshots done, I'd think I was on LinkedIn. Oh, yeah. Everyone has such professional photos on LinkedIn. Dude, I didn't know this, but there are LinkedIn influencers. People who just have like tens of thousands of people on LinkedIn. I'm like, are you kidding me? I haven't opened LinkedIn since like 2015. No, there are. There are LinkedIn influencers. Forget Twitch, guys. I'm going to LinkedIn. I'm going to give you savvy advice to have the career of your dreams. Yeah, they have like a lot of followers, and then they also post a ton of stuff about like getting your dream job. Thank you for the tier 1 subscription, Big Bonsai Media. Big Bonsai. I like the sound of that. Love me a good bonsai. Network. Yeah, I'm sure there's cool stuff happening on LinkedIn, but every time I log on, it's like a million bot accounts. So much spam. LinkedIn would be a good name for a pansexual concept. Got that entrepreneurial brain working. So much for size doesn't matter. Yeah, size of your LinkedIn audience. That's going to be my exclusive criteria from now on. How big is your LinkedIn following? First question on Bumble. All right. Oh my goodness, I am in confessions and advice. Let's do some confessions and advice and confessions. Shut this off. What are we up to tonight, y'all? What are we confessing tonight? Let me shut off these bots. All right. Really, Werlin? Got lots of advice to make just make as many LinkedIn connections as possible. Does anything come of them? Does anything come of a LinkedIn network? I don't know, Offcore, are you regretting your confession? What did you confess? Boink, boink, boink. Every time I move my eyebrows like that, I picture like 90s cartoons where they're like boink, boink, boink. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? No. Okay. All right. Let's get into some confessions first. Confession, I started an OnlyFans. All right. Good luck on your venture. Oh, I gotta shut this off. All right. Confession, just got out of a conversation in which my dad referred to the LGBT community as freaks. He has no idea I'm bi. Don't know if I should laugh or cry. Oh, honey. My heart goes out to you. I know you didn't ask for advice, but my dad used to, maybe still is, but used to be very, very homophobic and has made progress over the years, and I think part of it is realizing that people he knows and loves are gay. I know that doesn't make it that much better, but sometimes people change, and I hope he does. All right, confession. I'm 41. My one relationship was less than 6 months. I worry acquaintances are right. I will not have another sexual relationship if I refuse to have more than a couple of drinks when we go out to see friends' bands. Your acquaintances are telling you to just get sloshed? That seems like bad advice. Bad advice. Confession, I emailed you 10 years ago. I'm still waiting for a reply. Oh, fuck. Look. Let me level with you. I have tried to answer as many emails as I can over the years, but I literally have over 90,000 emails. That's why we have confessions and advice, so that you can just bypass that enormous, stressful number. Confirmed ghoster. Hey, I already admitted that I've ghosted before. Delete them all. I know, I probably should, but something that I do sometimes is when I'm working on a topic. Like right now, I'm writing a video about fetishes. Hopefully it'll be up next week. I wanted it up this week, but it's not gonna happen. And I'll go through and I'll search all my emails for every email that I've gotten about fetishes, for instance, and try to answer the questions along the way in the video. Like, it helps to shape the content. Does that make sense? All right, confession. Oh my. I've looked at Lacey Green fake news? Or fake nudes, not news. Fake nudes on Bing. I have really mixed feelings about it because it almost feels like people are sharing nudes without permission or consent, but they're not real. So does that make it okay? I don't know what to say to that. What the fuck? There's like deep fakes of me? That's very strange. That's very strange. Just use your imagination. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh, this is for advice. This is WikiFeed all over again. Oh my god. Good old wiki feet. Oh, that's awesome, Melanie. Good to hear. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I don't like it though. Alright, confession. I am so damn tired of not being listened to or believed because of a mutable characteristic. Spite is my life fuel. I feel powerless over my own life, but at least I believe in myself. Fuck all the fuckers who would get between me and me living a happy and self-actualized life. All I want to do with my life is help others. I love your work, Lacey. Thank you for encouraging me to believe in myself. Fuck yeah. I can get down with that. Confession. Wanted to say this for a long time, but you and Hassanabi, I don't know how to say that, but I know who he is, would be a dream collab. You should educate him on gender stuff, queen. Something tells me someone like Hassan isn't going to listen to me on gender stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Confession. I confess that I have no confessions. Wow. To be a person with no secrets. Confession, I love piss. Well, then you'll probably love this. Yeah, I think we've established that spite is life fuel. So, good on y'all. Hi, Surprise. What's up? And that I don't express myself that greatly with my emotions. That's a good thing to be aware of, Eric. Because that's a skill that can be learned. No bathwater. Good lord. Alright, confession. I'm a handsome guy, good charisma, social, etc. Late 30s, and thinking I may just not bother with romantic partners anymore. I'm very focused on my business, and I feel like it's okay if I have to do it all on my own, excluding family and friends. Yeah. If you don't want a partner, you don't have to pursue one. I think it's becoming more socially acceptable to kind of do your own thing if it's not your vibe. I think relationships as a whole, everyone needs relationships, friendships, and, you know, family and stuff, but you're not going to die if you don't have a romantic partner. Confession, TMI graphic. I'm uncircumcised and used to be super self-conscious about it, but now, even though I've never been with a partner, I'm proud with it. Weirdly enough, my downstairs is the only part of my body I'm confident about, and hate the rest of my body. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? It is a little ironic because we have such a stigma around uncircumcised penises in our culture. But good for you. Confession, I'm still not over an ex I dated for a month over 2 years ago. Not unheard of. It happens sometimes. Confession, I've been struggling with body positivity a lot lately. I've gained a lot of weight through depression. Now everyone calls me the worst names and I don't know what to do. How would you approach this situation? Apologies for the upfront question. I believe this was answered in a dono earlier, but I will reiterate that people who are calling you names do not deserve your time, energy, consideration. They sound like assholes. Confession, I lose interest in girls when they're attracted to me. But I'm helplessly attracted to girls who clearly aren't into me and are slightly abusive. Neither of these are conscious decisions, but I felt guilty about it when you mentioned the concept of women approaching men for dates. Huh. I know people like this. And I've read some stuff about it. And from what I can tell, the leading theory about why this happens is attachment theory. We seek partners who treat us the way that our parents did. Don't know if that applies, but it is a thing. I'm back in the chat. What's going on, chat? Real confession time. I'm a straightish guy. I'd love to be courted by women. The future is almost here, kind of, almost. Freud strikes again. Well, it's not just Freud. Although attachment theory, I think, did originate with Freud. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I make of that theory, Emery, that we seek out people who, the relationship feels like the relationship we had with our parents. But I think there are probably exceptions, certainly exceptions to that rule. If for nothing else than the fact that we can learn from our experiences, but there is a lot of research backing up attachment theory. Shenanigans. So many shenanigans. Advice: if you're a guy and don't cook, learn to make 1 or 2 dishes perfectly. And you'll find that most women are into it, even if you're awful at cooking other stuff. Can confirm. It's nice to have a few meals in the arsenal. Start with 1 or 2 dishes perfectly and maybe expand to like 10 dishes not perfectly, but well enough. It's a very desirable trait to have a partner who knows how to cook. Cooking and eating is just like such a big part of life. And so it becomes a big part of relationships. And if you can cook, I think it's important to have similar dietary preferences to... G says, I can cook, anyone single. All right, we got to cook in the chat. Hit him up. I think G is a male person, but I'm not totally sure. If you're not good with kitchen stuff, start with backyard grilling. Much simpler, but still a skill. Totally. That's great advice, Sean. And the grill is less messy, too. No dishes to wash. Or no pans to wash, I should say. Cook and bake. That's double points, Emery. Oh, man. A partner who can bake? Shit. Getting me excited. I remember the first time I cooked for my wife, she went crazy over how good it was. I told her not to get used to it. Aww. But did you continue to cook for her, Harley? I feel like you probably did. Can make a great French toast. Hey, that's perfect weekend brunch. Friday night date, Saturday morning brunch. Pull out that French toast. Oh, yeah. Can't cook equals salad. Actually, though, off-core. Nothing wrong with a salad. If you can't cook, you could chop. Get chopping. Oh, thanks, Bono. Way back. Oh, thanks for the bits, Equilibrium. If you can make a kick-ass mac and cheese dish, that's a good recipe. Everyone loves mac and cheese. Except vegans. Make it with vegan cheese. First time you have a girl over, bake a pan of cinnamon rolls. It's bae catnip. Wow, that really is one way to romance. Beautiful plate of cinnamon rolls. I made all my friends cinnamon rolls for Christmas this year because we couldn't have any Christmas parties. So basically I bought like 8 million pounds of sugar and I was making cinnamon rolls for like 4 days. And then I drove them all over LA. Long story short, I'm really good at making cinnamon rolls now. Oh yeah, Basics with Babish is a really great series. Really great for beginner cooks. Stir fries are absolutely fire and generally easy, that's true. Wow, you guys, I feel like we all need to have a cookout. Cinnamon rolls, French toast, stir fries. Love it. Onion made in a heavy metal vegan restaurant. Nice. I am never in Pittsburgh, otherwise I'd write it down. It sounds delicious. There's some pretty good vegan food here in LA. Love the Babish. Just tell the girl you take on a date that you're a Pokemon master. Gets them really turned on. Oh yeah. Lead with it. Who's my number one food tuber? Ah. The one that I've watched the most of for the longest time and actually made many of their recipes is Chef John. Can't go wrong with Chef John, man. I love him. He has like a weird sing-songy cadence that can drive me a little bit bonkers sometimes, but his recipes are amazing. I like Babish too, but Chef John is OG for me. From foodwishes.com. Exactly. I'm glad there's some other Chef John fans in the chat. Oh, I heard food tuber as in your favorite tuber to eat. Oh, there's that too. I do like a good tuber. I'm growing potatoes. I'm growing purple potatoes. Thanks for the super chat, Lafamel.
Wait, you vegan now?
I am not a vegan. No. But I love vegan food, and I try to eat in a sustainable way. But I'm not a vegan. There is going to be a meme time. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the chat. You guys were just, like, seducing me with all this delicious food you're cooking. There's still a few more confessions. Alright, confession. I felt so relieved when I saw you on the Rubin Report. I feel like the left has turned into ideology mirroring the right's religiosity. I've watched your videos since the golden times of YouTube and just wanted to appreciate your work and content. Thanks for the refreshing nuance. Oh, that's very sweet. It's very sweet. Yeah, I feel your criticism. I feel like there are some parts of the left. As a little lefty myself, I will say that, you know, there's many liberal ideologies. And, yeah, I'll leave it there. Confession, I flat out think too many people are hyper-conscious of how they're seen. Like, it's annoying how many people you talk to put a fake face on like it's social media. Oh. Do you live in LA too? Because LA is the fakest shit of my life. God, people in LA are fucking insufferable. Why do I live here, you guys? Why do I live here? Sometimes I want to die. They're vapid. I know. You know, it's more than that, Harley. A lot of the people, I would say like half the people I've met in LA, it's not just that they're vapid. They're all social climbers. They see all of their relationships in terms of what other people can do for them, where they can get them, what rooms they can get them into. They're always trying to like plug their projects to you. It's like, bitch, I'm just trying to eat some barbecue, relax in the Los Angeles sun. Why do you have to bother me constantly? Yeah, it just feels like they're out to get something. Like I'm at a constant pitch meeting or something. Everyone just pitch. Sounds American. Okay, maybe that's true. But it was not like this when I lived in Northern California. Although, to be fair, when I lived outside of San Francisco, then it was everyone talking about their app. They're all working on an app. Everyone's got an app. And not only are they working on an app, they're working on an app that's going to save the world. It's like, Dude. God, dating in San Francisco was rough. Having trauma flashbacks. All right. Dating San Francisco is literally going on a date, going to a bar, some hipster bar where the drinks are way too expensive. And then somebody talks your ear off for 2 hours about how awesome their app is and how they're only basically communicating that their only social life is with the people they work with. They have like weird cults, like the startup culture. They like don't talk to other people outside of their app. All right, confession. I am the Sky High Claw. What? You're not supposed to reveal your identity? My goodness. My confession is that I believe the friend zone is a great thing. I managed to find hookups through the friends I meet getting friend zoned. Oh, okay. That's one approach. Confession. Since my partner and mine have definitively broke up, I have been in relationships in which I feel love for them, but not to the same extent that I had before. Not sure if it's because I'm growing up and not feeling overwhelmed by being in relationships or having crushes, or if it's just something about not actually loving my current partners. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like you have the right reflective state of mind. Confession, I love you. I enjoy your content and your view of life. Aw, I wish I could tell you this in person. If all people thought like you, the world would be a better place. That's very sweet, but if everyone thought like me, this world would have some problems. Let's be honest. Confession, this is the last confession. I have been dating someone for 2 years now and haven't told my dad. They believe in a religion which is not my dad's, and my dad thinks that his religion is the correct one and everyone else's is wrong. I hate that I'm so intimidated by my dad. He gets angry easily, and this news would definitely make him angry, so I don't know how or when to eventually break it to him. Oh dear, that is a conundrum. That is a conundrum. My heart goes out to you, my dear. All right, I'm back in the chat. Thank you for all your confessions. I hope your hearts have experienced the relief. You're all forgiven for your sins. You're welcome. Oh, goodness, Brucey. We love to see it. While driving him to the wedding. That's one way. By the way. Awesome! Thanks, Grindolf. I'll do it afterward, because you know me and stream technology. I don't want to touch it for fear of breaking it. You're welcome. Everyone's cleansed. Good work. Can you guys hear my puppy? She wants to come in. She wants to say hi. Maybe I'll bring her in later. I cut her hair, and I used like a shaving clipper thing, and I was trying to go fast because she's like a puppy and, you know, she moves around fast, and I accidentally shaved her, like the top of her head really short. So now she looks like a little football head. Like her head's really flat, and then like her cheek fur is really it's really wide. So cute. All right, should we do some advice? It's advice time. All right, advice. I'm a guy, and flirting over text sometimes feels unnatural, uncomfortable, like work, even if the other person is enjoying it. How can I make it more fun for me? I feel like it is work. I feel like there's more, like, it's harder to just be candid and to get into a flow with someone. You know when you have really good chemistry with someone and you're just, like, bantering and it just flows? texting is a little harder to do that. I think it can happen sometimes with the right person if they're giving you enough to work with. But maybe, you know, maybe text flirting just, you know, isn't your ideal way of flirting. I question the premise that it has to be fun. I also don't really know how to make it more fun because I don't really like it either. It feels awkward. What do you think, chat? How to find more joy in text flirting? Is there a way? Call me old-fashioned, I like phone calls. Yeah, I feel like more and more people are getting back to phone calls, Pantum. Memes, that's true. Low effort. High lols. What? Was there really a 5.9 earthquake near Lake Tahoe? That's near where my parents live. One sec, guys. Oh, it was earlier today. Let me just text them to make sure, but I'm sure it's okay. Oh, they did text me about it. Yeah, they felt it. Sorry, one sec, guys. Just California things. Shit. It's an earthquake every fucking 10 minutes in California, I swear. You can hear Poppy. Yeah, she's like, let me in! Let me in! Alright. Where's the confessions? There we are. Or advice. Okay. I'm 19 and I've been dating a guy who's 30. He is really nice, but my stepdad is 32 and it kind of feels old. Should I wait until I'm older to date older guys? Is there a weird power dynamic? Love you, Lacey. Yes. I am 31 and I cannot imagine dating a teenager. Look, there's some small chance that, like, maybe it's, you know, meant to be or whatever. But there's such a huge developmental difference between you at 19 and him at 30. If it feels odd, you should listen to that feeling. And date someone closer to your age. Yep. It's too, I mean, 11 years when you're over 30 is less of a big deal than when you're a teenager. Listen to the feeling, girl. That's what I'm going to say. All right. I've enjoyed a play party community. I've had thoughts like, I already had sex with one new person tonight. I probably shouldn't have sex with another new person. How can I parse out if that's internalized sex negativity or STI awareness, risk tolerance ideas? I think you have to ask that's something only you can answer. You need to ask yourself where that feeling's coming from. And I would propose that maybe there's another possibility, just that you don't really want to. And maybe you do. I'm not sure. But I think digging into that feeling is something only you can do. And yes, there's STI awareness, risk tolerance. Maybe it's all of those things at once. It's not necessarily one particular thing, you know? But in general, listen to your feelings. Listen to them, then unpack them and reevaluate them if necessary. All right. Neil here. How do I tune off that voice that keeps wondering if I'm performing well, lasting long enough, doing it right, being reciprocal during sex? I think it really takes away a lot of the enjoyment and paradoxically makes it worse to partners as well. Yeah, I think there is, that it is a common problem to not be present while you're with a partner out of performance anxiety and concerns. I would tap into some mindfulness techniques on this one, which is to be more observant of your own thoughts, to do some breathing exercises and try to keep yourself in the moment. Focus on your body, focus on the physical sensations in your body, and tune into your partner, because it's ultimately about an exchange between the two of you, not a performance, not a show, right? It's about both of you. So listening to your body, and maybe it would help to talk to your partner about it too, just to get it off your chest, you know, that you're feeling this way. And they might be able to reassure you as well. Is there an STI car tech? Sexually transmitted infection. Yeah, I feel like STI, even though it is the term that most public health people use now, it didn't really catch on in the mainstream. People still usually use STD. But STI is technically more accurate, because not all of them are diseases, but they are all infections. Listen to the sounds the partner is making. That's excellent advice. Helping to be present in that moment with that person. Yeah, it's normal though. I think feeling self-conscious or worried about making your partner happy is normal. But you have to notice the thought patterns so that you can be more present. All right. I work as a grocery clerk, and there's a client that keeps buying ungodly amounts of watermelons and mustard bottles. I don't know what he does with all these, but I'm scared of this man. Nobody with proper motives would buy this much mustard and melons. I think I know who the man is. It's gotta be pale. It's gotta be pale. Someone needs to arrest this man. He's stealing the global supply of watermelons. All right. I have a sexless marriage. Less than 11 times a year. Oh, you counted. I feel like my partner is okay with that, and I hate it. I feel like there's no compromise. I would like sex once a week, but she's okay with sex bi-monthly, every other month. I feel like this is it. I don't know what to do. Side note, no health issues, no real stress. We do live with parents, but that's by choice, and it was the same when we didn't. This is an extremely common problem, perhaps the most common sex problem ever, is differing libidos and less sex in marriage. The problem is that human brains and sexuality adapts fairly quickly to novel stimuli. So as soon as we start having repetition in our relationships over time, which is what happens naturally when you're having sex with the same person for a long time, our brain, it just doesn't get us on the same way as it used to. So cultivating desire and sexiness in long-term relationships requires figuring out how to inject novelty, variety, and adventure into your sexual experiences. And I wouldn't make it about quantity. Based on the fact that you've counted, it seems like it's, you're focusing on the quantity. Focus on improving the quality and circumstances in which sex takes place. Now, I'm not sure what qualifies as novelty or variety in your relationship, but I've read a lot about this problem, and that seems to be the main thing. It's not easy to come up with novelty, but it is something that does tend to help people get off this sort of, hedonic flatline that can naturally happen. You may have to compromise too. You know, your partner may not want to have sex once a week, but it might be more or in different circumstances. Hopefully the communication's open about that. But I would be thinking about how to have novel experiences with your partner that can help you guys to see each other in a different light, perhaps, or just try new things that you haven't done before. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about, like, in life. Traveling, new experiences, taking up a class together. You know, I had met a couple that had a dead bedroom and their sex life was reignited by taking ballroom dancing classes together. You know, there's all kinds of things that people can do, but the most important thing is a willingness to try. This is also something that sex therapists can help you about in much more detail than I can. That's just, you know, the very basic prescription that I've seen that seems to help. Also heard that scheduling sex in advance sometimes helps with some people. Yeah, you can schedule it, but I think for people who are struggling with a low libido, high libido situation, and it's not just about being busy, that it can create pressure to have sex when a person isn't in that space. There's a book too. Fuck, I forgot the name of it. It might be helpful. Sorry, let me see if I can figure out the name of this book, because I have heard, I want to say her name is, Emily Nagoski. Come As You Are. Check out the book Come As You Are, you and your partner. I've heard that that can be a helpful resource as well. All right, best of luck to you. You're not alone. Very common. All right, if you find out you're the other woman, should you tell? I mean, I would. But I guess that depends on the context. What do you think, chat? If you find out you're the other woman, do you tell? I'm a woman? Hypothetically, yes. Why not? Unless you really think you're gonna win, but mostly you're just a side piece, so tell, move on. Yeah, I feel like unethical people gotta be called out on their bullshit. You feel me? Yeah, consensus seems to be yes. So, yes, you should tell. What do you think is most likely to lead to you not talking with a guy after a date? I don't know. It's a good question. For me, I guess? I don't know. Just not having any chemistry. Can't really put my finger on why, but usually when that's happened and when I was using apps, it's because there wasn't any chemistry. Like, the conversation feels forced. You never want conversation to feel like you're pulling teeth. Do you know what I mean? Alright, we'll do a couple more here. Sorry, there's like 50 requests. We will pick these back up on Tuesday next week. So if you are waiting for advice, that will be on Twitch only, not on YouTube. I feel angry and hurt toward my partner because he never wants to get married. Doesn't want the government involved in our love. How do I get over it and move on with my partner? Oh. I That's tough. I mean, it sounds like you have accepted that, you know, with this person you're not going to get married and do want to move on with it. This seems like something that's maybe worth talking to a therapist about, to help you sort out, you know, what that means. Because if to you marriage is a symbol of commitment, which it is for many people and culturally as well, I'd imagine you'll want to work through the feeling that that this is the, you know, some secret way of communicating to you that your partner doesn't want to commit to you, or whatever assumptions that might be underneath all of that for you. But there are plenty of people who do not want to get married because of the government aspect, you know? And so I think accepting that it really is about the government too, feeling validated in that, yeah, that seems like a couples therapy or a therapist question issue to me, so that you don't carry resentments into your relationship for the long term. All right, I'll do one more here. I lost my virginity with a pair of sex workers in my late 20s. Now I struggle with discussing sexual history with romantic partners. Like, you don't want to tell them? I would assume that's because of some level of sexual shame. So I would unpack why you feel ashamed of it, and the feelings around that experience. That might also be a therapist question, actually. Yeah, because presumably if you don't feel ashamed of it, then it should be easier to talk about, and presumably the partner that you're with is a open-minded person. But maybe not. What do you think, chat? I know a couple with 2 kids who never got married because it would throw their finances out of whack. Yeah. Those are legitimate considerations. Absolutely. One of the few things I agree with MRA types, marriage is kind of a bad deal for men. Actually, Sky High, there's a lot of research about how marriage is a good deal for men and a bad deal for women. And by that I mean marriage is positively associated with better long-term health and mental health outcomes for men and negatively associated for women. I don't know if those were causal studies, but marriage tends to be very good for men emotionally. Probably something to do with all the gender roles and the cultural expectations, you know. And my girlfriend can't get married because of my student loans? Really? There are incentives for marriage, financially at least. Yeah, I think there's some tax benefits. I've looked into it a little bit. I myself have some mixed feelings about marriage as well. I don't really like the idea of the government meddling. Similar to the guy that was being described. I don't like the government having a role and bringing a bureaucracy into a relationship, you know? It's not just the government. It's the bureaucracy and the red tape and the whole system. It's bullshit. But there are important legal protections and there are some financial benefits, as Equilibrium mentioned. So I don't know. I feel very on the fence about it. Divorce is seemingly inevitable and apparently typically initiated by the wife. Yeah, divorce went up when it became legal for women to divorce men on the grounds that they just wanted to. Comes with tax breaks, insurance benefits. Yeah, and there's some emergency benefits too. I think, if your spouse is in the hospital, you are able to make health decisions for them. There's some kind of like in the clutch rights that come with marriage. I think traditional marriage is mostly good for people in general. Trying to dichotomize it between good for one gender and bad for the other seems like a contradiction in terms. It's just a research, GMT. There's longitudinal research that looks at marriages over, I think this particular study had looked at marriages for like 50 years, and was tracking all of these couples' mental health and physical health outcomes, and they did find a gender difference. But for a lot of things about relationships and marriage, it is too reductive, right? It's like very men this, women this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, it's probably more complicated than that, but all right. And you get to say, that's my wife, all dramatic. Yes, that's the number one benefit of getting married, is that you get to dramatically claim, that's my wife. I was told men have worse mental health and higher suicide rates in general. Yes, that's true. That's true, but marriage has a protective effect on men. It has some kind of protective effect that wasn't the same in women. Yeah, I think men, there's more stigma for men to deal with their emotional problems in a healthy way. And even in this like 21st century society, we still shame men for having feelings and for struggling. That sort of man up culture, I think it persists. And it's such a deeply held belief about how men are supposed to act and what they're supposed to do, and the role they're supposed to play in a relationship, that those disparities remain. Men also die younger, but I think I had read some research that claimed that was because partially because men refuse to go to the doctor as often. And that's the macho stuff too, right? I don't need a doctor. My dad's like that. Oh, God. Talking him in to go to the doctor, it's a fucking nightmare. Hi, Erin. Lacey, I just met a girl and talking is kind of amazing, but she has a boyfriend, and I always feel like it's kind of close to that. Maybe I'm wrong in my assumptions, but I feel like we connect authentically. Am I weird? No, you're not weird, but I would get clear with her. If she has a boyfriend, I would assume that it's not romantic, unless indicated otherwise. You know what I mean? Just to save your heart. Power of attorney benefits? I don't know much about that, but yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff that comes with marriage. Even doctors, when you want help for mental health, or suck it up, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if all of the mental health awareness stuff is reaching men the same way. It does feel like there's been more social conversation, cultural conversation about mental health, but I hope it's reaching men. And speaking to men in a way that is actually effective. Almost certainly not. Yeah. Any person who has actual emotional support is less likely to have emotional support issues, including suicidal issues like that. Very important thing is to have people who to emotionally support you. Yeah, that's very true, forecaster. Very true. feel like men open up to me quicker, but only when I'm seen as a romantic option. As soon as they only want friendship, they shut down. Mm-hmm. I've had that experience too with some men. It's like, it's either sex or nothing. It's like, okay, well, you're forgoing a quality friendship because I'm a kick-ass friend, sir. Thank you for the subscription, Norris. And Aaron. Thanks, guys. Thank you for helping me reach my sub goal for the week. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I think some MRA men are dismissed as having mental health issues. I think some of them do, though. Not all of them, but I think there's a lot of just unaddressed emotional issues. More so amongst men. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's not fair to generalize, right? To an entire pop. You can't generalize to everyone. Tend to be unemotional because they over-intellectualize everything. And I got beat up as a kid for being nerdy. Oh, that's sad. I share your tendency to over-intellectualize, Sean. My therapist at one point was like, I think she was referring me out is when I saw it. She was like referring me out to her network to do EMDR, and she described me as an over-intellectualizer. It's like, excuse me? Oh, well, me too. I wish for that for you as well. Hot damn. How can we never hear the phrase under-intellectualize? Touche. Touche. I'm not an over-intellectualizer. Everyone else is just an under-intellectualizer. No, it wasn't her notes, Waiku. It was like a referral thing, and she had tagged me and described me in the email. She was like she described me as a very intelligent, anxious patient that intellectualizes. Okay. Everyone loves soup. Thank you so much. I love your screen name. Everyone loves soup. We didn't talk about that in Foods You Should Cook for Bae discourse. Soup is up there. Intellectualizes too many syllables. That's true. We should cancel it. Okay. Party time. Thanks, Cregan and Rocket Rubber for the bits. Robo Bear, not rubber. It's very small text. I'm like a grandma trying to read. Thank you so much, you guys, for the bits and the tier 1 subscription, Cregan. And thank you for the bits, Trouble Tribble. Bits time! Thank you, guys. Yes, it's Epic Sax Guy. I love Epic Sax Guy. He's great. I only recently discovered him and I love him. Have you guys heard that song Sax Man by fucking what's it called? Okay. Oh shit. Oh, we're having a dance party now, huh? Thank you so much, Cregan, for all the gifted subs. To Riprad, and Qwerty, and Silmus, and Gunthorian, and Twilight, and Grindolf, and Erratic, and Cozy. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Reached the goal today. Good thing you guys love this song. Oh, that's really sweet of you, Cregan. Always love your YouTube stuff. Felt this needed to be done. Oh, that's so sweet. You guys are too good to me. Grindolf! Grindolf's making the emotes, so you'll all have emotes soon. He's not gonna stop. We're gonna listen to Epic Sax Guy for the next 20 minutes. Hope you guys like it. Sax positive! Hey! Dude, I love that jam tea. It's perfect. I should link it. I need to like give Sax Guy some props. Thank you so much for all those subs. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, Cregan. That was really kind of you. The emotes are in process. Yes. What? Literally drawing Lacey as a chibi emote right now. Oh God, I'm scared. Yeah, I messaged Grindolf today and we're working on the emotes and I'm sure they're gonna be awesome because he's an awesome artist. And hopefully they'll be ready next week. I don't know what his schedule is, but hopefully next time we'll have some sick emotes to celebrate with. I do love a good dad joke. Sax positive is too good. It's literally too good. Yeah, I sent him a list of all of my emotions. He's gonna turn them into emotes. What? No, don't stress yourself. And don't drink coffee after 3. You'll be up all night. It's a little cringe, but that's the way I like it. Just a twinge of cringe. You don't want things that make you cringe into your bones, but just a slight cringe. Feels good, man. Thank you for blessing the stream, Florida man. Oh, Forecaster, the Lacy Green memes subreddit. Shit, I gotta check it out. Post your memes. I'm gonna look at them. And speaking of memes, boom. I got your guys' memes. Yeah, I look through them. You know what? I'm really proud of this chat because no penises have been sent to me yet. Okay. Wait, it's behind. It's behind. I didn't see what the name was. Oh, it was Jam Tea! The Sax positive man himself. Thank you for the Prime subscription, Jam Tea. You're so sweet. I just moved it in front. So now you can see it. I jinxed it. Alright. Yeah, no, don't take that as an invitation to send me penises. I'm just saying I'm proud. I'm proud of us. The collective lack of penis. Because I feel like if this was the internet 10 years ago, it would have been just having an open meme inbox would have meant just like 100 dicks. We're growing up. I feel like I should change the message to welcome to the Sax positive fan. How is that too cringe? Is it beyond a twinge of cringe? Now we do ball pics. We've progressed. We're moving down. It's too perfect. Well, you would say that, Jam Tea. Nothing, I'm just saying, it's the natural progression, it's the way of the world. Alright. Let's do some memeage. It's time for some memes. Boom. Oh. It probably does feel like traveling through space and time for a snail. Do you guys want to know something kind of fucked up? When I was little and I lived in Washington, it rained a lot and there were a lot of snails. And so I would just pick up the snails and throw them over the fence to the neighbor's house. When I was like 4 or 5 years old. This is literally a picture of the snails when I was 4. Just being yeeted through time and space. I know, I can't imagine being on the other side of that fence, because I probably threw like 100 snails over that fence. I know, I hope they're okay, I feel bad. I was a snail abuser. I didn't mean it. I've learned. The garden terrorist. This is my #1 most cancelable offense, I must say. This is the top most cancelable thing I've done in my life. Yeah, they probably were so confused about why there were so many snails. I mean, we had a lot of snails too. So maybe it didn't make any difference because there was just so many snails. I eat snails, yes. I need to send a confession to my own confessions. Oh man. All right. 3 kids and no money. No kids and 3 money. Hell yeah. Wow. What is the context of that? What is happening here? 3 money looks like a good time. Oh no. Oh no. Someone asked about capitalism earlier. Here you go. Here's my thoughts on capitalism in one meme. From football fans. Thank you for the meme source. I assume you mean the other meme. Boomer memes! Curse boomer memes! Oh, my friend actually sent me this one. I wanted you guys to see it because I'll never unsee it. It looks like a sweet, loving face. A tender moment between Idaho and Montana. I love it. Oh my god, actually though. Is there anybody in the chat that likes running? And if so, what is wrong with you? I used to run. I ran a 10K. And low-key I did it because I hated myself. No, I needed to prove it to myself, blah, blah, good exercise, whatever. But honestly, hated myself. Good night, Eric. Good night. I hate running and those who run. Yeah, running in the city does suck. Cross country's better. That's true. Nothing wrong with him, but I ate his Pop-Tart before the class picture. He said he's never smiling again. Oh my god, this baby's so cute. Dude, shit like this makes me want to have a child. How cute is that little bean? He's just mad as fuck. I'd be mad too, though. Someone eats your Pop-Tarts and then you have to take pictures. It's a bad day. Oh, this is totally me. I like to make my dog food. I'm like a weird dog mom now, you guys. It's accelerating out of control. I'm like, I need to nurture some creature. Let me make too weird a food for my dog. potatoes, carrots. Yeah, my puppy's basically my child. But she doesn't make those angry faces. It's not the same. Oh, shit. Wait, are there this many flavors of ramen? What the hell does that say? Gotta make it bigger. Forehead cam, forehead cam. Okay, legit, I've never seen half of these, but when I grew up, we were eating chicken and beef, pretty much. And in college, too. Staple diet food. There are more flavors than this? Holy crap. Touche, Rado. Another one could be Dorito flavors. I love it. I'll eat it. Check your Whole Foods privilege. I don't shop at Whole Foods, bitch. But I have not seen all these flavors, just these two. Well, actually, maybe a couple of the other ones. I feel like there's a flavor that used to be called Problematically Oriental. Do you guys remember that one? I feel like we ate that one too. This year, thousands of men will die from stubbornness. Haha. Okay, wait, this actually ties in with what I was saying, though. That men won't go to the doctor. Men, go to the doctor. You're gonna die if you don't go to the doctor. Problematic flavor. Mmm, tastes like problematic. Okay, Trader Joe's I do actually shop at. You can call me out on that one. I love Trader Joe's. Haters gonna hate. Oh shit, I love shirataki noodles, Sky High. It's good in stir fries. Hell yeah. There's also like kelp noodles too, but they kind of shrink up in stir fries. Trader Joe's. People got mad at Trader Joe's lately. I don't remember what it was for. They were trying to cancel Trader Joe's, and I didn't look at it because I just love Trader Joe's too much. I couldn't handle it. Oh my god, the smallest bean. He's a magical kitty. I love it. Oh my god, you guys sent this because I told you I have a deep fear of being tickled, didn't you? Why do you hate me like this? What? I will not stand for this White Claw hate in the chat. Why is the street drunk? A little drunk. Sister, stop! While you're twitching. That's what it's like when you get tickled. Oh! Okay, this actually makes me sad. Nobody should go a whole train ride home and cry and no one cares. Why's the claw gotta be white? That's true. It's problematic. Problematic. Yeah, New York energy again. I love how every time there's a New York meme about how horrible New York is. Uh-oh. Wait, I think this means I'm all of your boyfriend now. Love you, babe. Look, we're talking about ways to meet a partner. This is one way. Just declare it so. I'm gonna try to be the best boyfriend I can to you guys, okay? Yeah, I love you, babe. At the end. True love. Oh, what? That's actually kind of mean too. If someone has serious social anxiety and they're like pushing themselves out of their comfort zone to go to a party and then you say that to them. I'm calling right now, Eric. What the hell? This is our weekly phone call. It is a way to turn it interesting by making someone feel incredibly paranoid and sad. If they were anxious. Yeah, I feel like it would make me upset too. Like, what? I know they were fucking with me because I saw that meme. Now we're all educated. Wait, why is this my nightstand? I get it. This is my nightstand though. Baby wipes and primrose oil. That's what happens when you get old and your boobs are sore. Oh yeah, tea tree oil too for my zits. My night scout. Thanks for stopping by. Forgot to get sauce and cheese. Oh no. Wait, I just ordered Domino's a few weeks ago and it didn't ask me for sauce and cheese. Is this fake news? I remember none pizza with left beef. Yeah, the pepperoni looks like it's seen better days. Yeah, Moro. Tea tree oil is great for, at least for me it helps for when I have a zit that's kind of, you know when you have a zit that's kind of like under the surface and it hurts a little bit? Pop some tea tree oil on that bitch. I don't get it. I don't get this meme. I'm too dumb. It's a terrifying... I know what picture of Obama that's from, and it's very terrifying to put his mouth up there like that. Aww. Dude. First date idea. Take a nap. Alright, everyone. Hop on Bumble and tell all of the people you're talking to that you would like to experiment with a first date nap. So cute. The other day, Poppy, there was like a pile of pillows on the sofa because I was vacuuming the living room. And she just like went in the middle of all the pillows and curled up in a tiny ball. It was so cute. Just like in the middle. Nap and chill. A nap bar, hell yeah. I dated. Nope. And that wrapped us up. Nice. Hey woman, I don't know it very well. Want to fall asleep around me? Yes, dating advice from Lacey. Oh, goodness. All right, my dears. This has been lovely. If you're on YouTube, hop on over to Twitch because we are chilling a few times a week. And otherwise, I gotta go eat some dinner. All that disgusting pizza just got me hungry. If you do the command for memes, I believe it is, then you can shoot me some memes for next week for the meme review. And I don't know what's for dinner, probably something from Trader Joe's, because that's who I am. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thank you for all the love. This is fun. I'll see you next time.